Inside story, Tottenham go all in for Felix Nmecha. Direct talks held with Dortmund as Spurs prepare a £52 million power move. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Tottenham are preparing to launch a late push in the January window, with Felix Nmecha now firmly in their sights. According to BILD, Spurs are no longer circling cautiously, they are ready to move decisively for the Borussia Dortmund midfielder in a deal expected to cost around £52 million. Tottenham's interest has intensified rapidly after getting a close-up look at Nmecha during the recent Champions League meeting with Dortmund. That match was more than just a European fixture. It was a live audition. Spurs recruitment staff were watching closely, and the feedback appears to have been emphatic. Nmecha stood out as a midfielder with power, composure and tactical intelligence qualities. Tottenham's current squad is sorely lacking. Spurs' midfield has been exposed repeatedly this season. Too often they have been overrun, outmuscled and outthought in key moments. Control has been fleeting, transitions chaotic and defensive cover unreliable. The frustration inside the club is growing, and patience with half measures has run out. That is why Nmecha has been identified as a priority target rather than a luxury option. Dortmund are well aware of the interest. BILD report that the Bundesliga club have no intention of entertaining offers below £52 million, knowing full well that Premier League clubs are circling. Several English sides have tracked the former Manchester City academy graduate, but Tottenham are now positioning themselves at the front of the queue. When asked directly about a return to England ahead of the Champions League clash, he refused to be drawn, insisting his focus was solely on Dortmund's European campaign. Publicly, it was the safe answer. Privately, Spurs believe the door is very much open. What makes this pursuit particularly striking is the profile of the player. Felix Nmecha is not just another box-to-box midfielder. He brings physical presence, press resistance, and the ability to carry the ball through pressure, traits that Tottenham's midfield has lacked all season. Highly rated scouts in Germany have gone as far as suggesting he possesses the tools to fill roles normally reserved for elite-level holding midfielders, a reflection of just how highly he is regarded. For Tottenham, this move would represent a clear shift in approach. No more bargain hunting, no more stopgap solutions. The club wants players who can immediately elevate the level and help drag them out of the bottom half scrap they currently find themselves in. January is no longer about squad depth, it's about survival, credibility and momentum. Spurs want to build a midfield capable of competing physically and tactically with the league's best. Felix Nmecha fits that vision perfectly. With BILD confirming Tottenham are ready to act, this could be one of the most explosive moves of the window, and a deal that signals Spurs are finally done standing still. According to Graham Bailey, Morgan Gibbs-White remains firmly on Spurs' long-term radar, and growing financial uncertainty at Nottingham Forest could push the Midlands club into a corner they can no longer escape. Gibbs-White has never truly left Tottenham's thinking. Even as managers have changed and recruitment strategies have shifted, the England international has continued to be viewed internally as a player who fits the profile Spurs crave. Technically sharp, tactically flexible, Premier League proven, and still with his best years ahead of him. Now, with Forest under mounting pressure both on and off the pitch, the door that once seemed bolted shut may finally be opening. Forest's struggles this season have been well documented, yet Gibbs-White has remained a rare bright spark. 5 league goals in 22 appearances only tell part of the story. He has been their creative heartbeat, carrying responsibility, resisting the chaos around him, and proving he can perform even when the environment is far from stable. That resilience has not gone unnoticed in North London. Spurs are tracking the situation patiently, aware that Forest's financial position could soon force difficult decisions. If player sales become unavoidable, Gibbs-White would be the asset most capable of easing the strain, even if it comes at a sporting cost. Crucially, Bailey suggests this interest is not tied to the future of Thomas Frank. Whether Frank survives the ongoing scrutiny or not, Gibbs-White's name remains high on the shortlist. That alone speaks volumes. Spurs see him as more than a manager-specific target. They see him as a structural signing, someone who can raise the technical level of the squad and bring clarity in the final third. Competition is expected. Spurs know they will not be alone if Forest signal a willingness to sell, but the advantage Tottenham hold is long-standing admiration and clear intent. They know the player, They value his development arc, and they believe he is ready to make the jump to a club with European ambitions. As the summer window edges closer, this is one to watch carefully. That wraps up today's update. If you like this video and want to keep up with all the latest Tottenham news, be sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss any updates. Remember to leave a like and share this video with fellow Spurs supporters. Together we can continue growing the Tottenham News Today community. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, come on you Spurs!